Hello, and welcome back into the field with me. I was feeling called to do a little scrying today. The energies are potent, the nodal shifts, even Saturn going into retrograde. Yet it feels like it'll be more of a how can we best ensure that our structures are sound to hold what we are wanting to bring into our lives, whether that be in love, in business, creating family, just any new opportunities that may be coming our way. How can we best uphold this? How can we best integrate this into a more community mindset while also staying true to who we are? Earth codes and quantum quest. It does feel like a quantum quest. How do we merge these timelines together? These desires, these different outcomes we see. How can we best merge this together? I'll read that a little bit more in a second. I'm going to get at least a total of 3 cards. See what wants to be spoken on. But with the nodes moving into Aquarius and Leo, the South node in Leo, the North node in Aquarius, we are now being asked within these next 18 months, how can we best serve the community? How can we best integrate into a more humanitarian, humanistic approach within our business, within our lives? Without losing ourselves completely. Remaining a sacred seer and an ancient oracle. Not getting lost in the facade of trying to over brand ourselves, trying not to glamorize or commercialize our spirituality or our path in life, but still seeing its importance, still seeing its medicine, still allowing your truth and your authenticity to shine through without it going to your head. Because many of us have come here to share a message, whether that be through speaking it or through living it in our own lives. Either way, however we approach our life that feels the most authentic to us, that feels the most true, is the message speaking itself, is the message being delivered to those around us or who may interact with us in our field. Manifesting that magic. Magic and manifest. And of course, if there's any additional images that you see, anything that you get from these cards, let me know down below. So, Earth Codes Quantum Quest. I'm not so much feeling the heavy heart, but maybe that might mean something to somebody. And lobster love. I've recently heard that your lobster, may be a significant other that is very important in your life. A divine love. A counterpart that is equal or harmonizing, that helps to balance so that there is equality created. So maybe a coming together, two halves of a whole in some way. And then the ancient oracle and sacred seer. These are the three main cards that I feel want to be scryed, with the magic and manifest being a supportive card, upholding the bone structure of whatever may come through. Okay. Two halves of a whole, earth codes. Something coming online, something has been awakened, activated along the edges. Like a hug, a connection that helped to activate this extra energy that's coming in. Something within the soul a soul knowing, something within the heart space, and even within the mind, the third eye. You see those two eyes right there, the heart and the third eye. I see these crab pincers, and it feels like representing Cancer, similar to the lobster love. The pincers. Maybe something in regards to Cancer, the Cancer zodiac sign, that does represent love, home, family, togetherness, nurturing. There's something within the heart space has created an activation of ancient knowledge. I keep seeing two kissing faces. Reaching for each other. Whether this be an alchemical energy that within oneself, the two halves of a whole, or maybe that counterpart, whether that be romantic, platonic, friendship, work, or even all an equalizing force, harmonizing force, bringing in these quantum codes, this quantum information. I saw 0909, so maybe the ending of one thing and the beginning of the next. Blue collar throat activations, the love, and the activation of the heart, helping one to step forward and speak their truth more. Sort of creating our own blue collar work stepping away from the norm of what blue collar work means and kind of creating our own genre of that. Something that's more true to the heart. Cows may be significant too. A cow also representing nurturing, motherhood, love. So maybe looking into that as a spirit animal, seeing if that brings forward anything that may be speaking to you at this time. Maybe even when it comes to diet, cutting out some of the dairy products. That just came to me. Especially if you are experiencing any kind of health issues or stomach problems. Maybe creating heaviness within oneself. Honoring that cow energy, the cow medicine, by being respectful to that energy in all ways. I'm not consuming the products. And her medicine will be made more clear to you when you are free of the consumption. I know I've been being called to fast a lot. Intermittent fasting, but every time I do, I go for about 3 or 4 days. And I'll eat for about 3 or 4 days, and then I'll fast again for about 3 or 4 days. And it seems to be helping tremendously with the balancing of the gut, the heart, and the activation of the immune system. Let's see. Whole body harmonization. Seeing crows speaking to each other, receiving divine messages and downloads from the other side. See the crows even echo again down here, from the head down to the gut. Maybe ants might be significant. I see an ant here with its 2 eyes and then its antennas. The insect kingdom, burrowing in the earth. Look to the hills. There is knowledge within the tunneling, connecting to these forces. Can help bring in the knowledge from the heavens into the earth. The insects can teach us so much more about genuine connection. The insects and the crustaceans. Bringing in the connection to the divine, into the earth. Divine knowledge and embodying it in the body and into the earth. Being a bridge of source of messages meant to help illuminate and expand and change one's life, oneself, and those around them. Look to the crows. And the ancient oracle and the sacred seer. I see this as a womb, the ovaries. Tapping into that femininity, the sacredness of the womb. To awaken and bring into existence, to birth into existence, the knowledge of the ancient and sacred seer. This is making me think of a cross. Divine knowledge. The cross did often represent a tool of sacred knowledge. And this may resonate for some, but it is something I had received a while ago that feels like it wants to be talked about. That the symbolism of Jesus, Yeshua, however you want to label that energy and that man, he too was a sacred seer, an ancient oracle, and an accomplished magi. That the symbolism of him being hung on the cross and having to carry it, the burden of the cross, was to scare the masses from seeking higher knowledge, because the cross represented higher knowledge, an ancient tool used to read and obtain knowledge from the stars. And the reason he was hung upon it and had to carry it through the streets was to show that anyone who wanted to connect with or burden themselves with such endeavors in seeking this knowledge would have to hang upon and die from it, trying to scare the people away from seeking higher knowledge, thus making them easier to control. And since we are no longer living in that age, I feel like that message I had received a few years ago about that at this time is speaking of, we may still feel that fear. For some, not all, but there may still be a little fear that if you express what you know to be true within yourself, the knowledge that you receive, the downloads you receive, the intuition that you receive, that we do not have to fear being strung up on a cross anymore. We do not have to fear being ousted by the masses. Even if we have experienced this in our own life, the black sheep energy where we may have lost family and friends, connections to our family and friends due to following the truth of our heart, that does not always mean that it will be so when you step out to share what you know. You will not be hung up on the cross. You will not be made a mockery of, made to seem like a fool. We are no longer living in those ancient times. We are now in a time of information and knowledge, sharing and spreading that which we know, that what we came here to do. And though those themes may have echoed in our lives, as if we were living the ancient texts themselves in our everyday experiences, that there was a reason those connections from the past had to fall away, had to fade away, because we needed to be unencumbered, unburdened with the opinions and thoughts of those who did not understand us, who did not see the wisdom within you. Because now you are free to express that which you have come here to express, the message that your soul carries. Your soul carries a message meant for those who are meant to find you, and they will always find you. So trust in the process, trust in the purification, trust in the path forward. You do not have to carry that burden anymore. Lay it to rest, let it go, put the cross down, and know that this knowledge that you contain is meant to shine and to influence the world or the world around you. It is okay to trust. It is safe to have faith. Bring it through. Bring it through. Birth it through the feminine. The coming together of masculine and feminine energy, whether that be in oneself or through a connection. Women, right here, 2 women holding their arms up as they receive information into their minds and as they speak or sing it into the universe. A flow coming down to be born. Your soul has a message for you. All right. Just make sure we manifest that magic. 2323. It's quite a significant number. One that says go for the goal. And as Steph says, the Michael Jordan number, going for the goal. It does always seem to appear in times of really great opportunity, when we are at that precipice of finally stepping over the threshold into who we truly are and making the goal. Well, thank you so much for joining me here in the field. I appreciate you taking time to spend with me. And if this resonated with you or there was any extra insights, please let me know down below. And until next time, thank you so much.